Hey guys, and welcome to my book haul. It is time to haul some books and show them to you. And do I have a book haul for you? There are some beautiful books here today, and I'm excited to talk about them. The first book that I want to talk about is Perfume, The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. This is a book that was recommended to me by one of you. Thank you so much for recommending books to me. Because this one sounds so interesting. The person who was talking to me about this was like really selling it. It was just so interesting, and it's about a person named Jean-Baptiste Grenouille, probably saying that wrong, abandoned at birth in the slums of 18th century Paris, and he has an amazing sense of smell. I think he can smell emotions, possibly, I don't know. And one day he smells the smell of a virgin, and he becomes obsessed. The last sentence of this says, "Laced with sense and suspense, this is a beguiling tale of lust, desire, and deadly obsession." So I'm very excited to read this. I've heard really good things. I watched a review by Words of the Reader, I think, a little while ago, and she really liked it, and I've just heard really good things, and I'm excited for the darkness of this, because you know I like my dark books, and my really, like, I don't know, I don't even know what kind of character this would be, like a really, really dark, psychopathic? I don't know. I'm just intrigued by this person's mind, and I can't wait to get into it and feel very strange but also good. I don't know. I'm interested and intrigued to read this, and I can't wait for it, even though I'm not reading right now, but one day. The next book that I got is because a bookstore opened near me, and I was like, I gotta support, gotta buy something. So that was my excuse. And I bought The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegelman. I've been wanting to buy this graphic novel for such a long time. It's one of those, like, graphic novels that you just have to buy. Like, it's like one of the, like, it's like one of the core, one of the, like, you know, like, graphic novels. Like, when you think graphic novels that are, like, classics, it's like Mouse, Persepolis, can't think of anything else. But yeah, if you have any other graphic novel suggestions, let me know. But yes, so I bought this. I know it's about Art Spiegelman's father, I believe, who was in the Holocaust. It follows his story from frame by frame, from youth and marriage in pre-war Poland to imprisonment in Auschwitz. So I've heard it's really sad. It won a Pulitzer Prize as well. And it's also, the graphic novel is like mice. Like the characters are mice. So that should be interesting. I'm intrigued to see how that like sort of works in the story. But yeah, very, very interested to read this. It's a classic, so we will get to it eventually. The next book that I bought because it was $5, and I was like, okay. It was The Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugenides. I've read The Virgin Suicides. I loved it. I loved his writing style, and just it was a wonderful book. And this was $5. It still has a tag over here. And I don't know what this is about. The back has a lot of words on it. I assume there's something to do with marriage, but probably not that much. I don't know. There's also flies on it, which I really hate flies because they're just no. Um, but yeah, so I'm interested to get into this. I don't have Middlesex. I need to get that at some point. But I have this, and I like the typography and how red it is, and that's all I have to say about this, so yeah. The next book I got is because I talked about it in my Diverse Plenty TBR. It's one of the books that I wanted to buy soon that was diverse, and I bought it. It is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alireza Science. I also don't really know what this is about. I know it has an LGBTQ plus romance between, I think, Aristotle and Dante. And I also think it's sort of like coming of age. I don't really want to know what it's about. I know a lot of people love it. I kind of want to keep my expectations low about the story because I know that so many people like have this as their favorite book, so I'm going to get into it just without knowing as much as possible, and yeah. Very excited for this though, and I will be reading this probably first out of all these books, so should be reading this soon-ish. The next book that I want to talk about is a book that I saw in the bookstore and I was like, oh crap, because it was like, I have to buy it, but then also, they're making that? Like, I'm gonna have to buy all the rest every year that it comes out. And it is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling, the illustrated edition by Jim Kay. It just recently came out, and does this mean that they're making one for each of the books like each year? Because I'm gonna have to buy all of them now. And this one is more expensive than the first one, which I also have, so it's like, is the price gonna keep going up because it's like already really expensive? It's worth it though because there's over 100 illustrations. The illustrations are beautiful. It is beautiful, and I'm really excited to read the book with the illustrations. I feel like it'll be just like an extra little thing. You know, I have the movies in my head, so that will kind of add to like my visualization of the book. Visualization, big words today. But I think the illustrations will add really nicely as well. I really love this one. It is really stunning. I've seen a lot of people show this one, and it is just, it's so amazing. The illustrations are so cool. I'm so glad to have these, but it's like, I didn't know they were making it, and I just wasn't expecting to buy it because I just bought it right then and there. Like I was like, I'm just gonna have to get it. Like I just have to get it. But then it was also like, I'm gonna have to get all the rest of them. Time to save. But yeah, so glad to have this. It is beautiful. The last three books. I'm gonna talk about these last three books. They are beautiful. I wanted one. They're all from the same edition. They're all classics. All Penguin Classics limited edition. They also came out recently, or I heard about them recently, and I wanted one, which is Jane Eyre, and I have two other copies of Jane Eyre, but I was like, I saw this and I was like, okay, this is gonna be my, like, Jane Eyre book. Like, you know, like, when you have a favorite book, you just need, like, a really, really good edition of it. This is gonna be that. But then there were two others that were on sale, and I was like, I don't want to just have one book from this edition, let's have three. Let's just buy them all at once, because they're limited edition, that makes me scared. And they were on sale on Booktopia. I don't know if they're still on sale, but if they are, I will link them below. And I just, like, I'm going to show you them one at a time. I have also, as well as having Jane Eyre, I have another one of the books, so this was really, like, I just did not need to be spending this money, but I did, and I do not regret. So the book that I don't have is The Greatest Cases of Sherlock Holmes by Arthur Conan Doyle. Oh my gosh, look at this book. It's a Penguin Classic with faux leather, and like foiling. This one has silver, but it sort of looks green because the cover is, or blue, maybe a little bit, like a really light blue silver, a cool toned silver, foiling, and then the like green, cocky green kind of leather. It's faux leather, and it just also has like indent engraving things. It's so beautiful, and it's so nice to hold, and I also don't feel like, because of the leather, I feel like it's not going to damage as easily as like a normal book. So I feel like I might like actually read this, because you know, you buy those classics and they're so beautiful you don't want to touch them, because I have done that before. Yeah, so I'm probably going to read this at some point. Not soon, but I'm really, really glad to have this. It's so beautiful, and I love how it looks in the light. It's so, so stunning. I've said it's so beautiful so many times already. The next one I got is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. Looks like this. It's purple with gold foiling. And I have this book, but I have a really cheap, like, $2 edition of it, so I was like, hey, why not? It was on sale, and that was enough. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It is... I'm not gonna even speak. I also really like these because they have quotes on the front and on the back. The quote on the front says, I am no bird, and no net ensnares me. I am a free human being with an independent will. And at the back it says, do you think because I am poor, obscure, plain and little, I am soulless and heartless? You think wrong. I have as much soul as you, and full as much heart. So yes, I love this edition. It's my favorite Jane Eyre edition, and I'm so glad to have it, and that is my book haul. If you want to find links to the books, I will link everything below so that you can check it out if you want to. And if you have any recommendations for like graphic novels, or any more books that I should buy, or just recommendations for really cool books that you've been reading recently or bought recently, let me know that in the comment section below. I will see you next time. Bye. I write this sitting in the kitchen sink.